What's up, nerds? Welcome to NGR Radio, episode 58. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, that Shaniqua sunglass wearing man. Kind of pink today because he went outside. Matthew Keel.
Hello, Matt. Corey. How are you? You asked for this, Deering. This is what you get.
I just went outside a little bit. I went outside a little bit because
I went outside and stared at the sun.
It was covered by the moon.
Because I'm not the only
hilarious
one
meme
staring at the sun, afraid of what you'll find.
Of Donald Trump being covered by Barack Obama, and then an orange glow was around Barack Obama's face, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
Joining us.
And we're not racist? What? I have no idea what just happened.
You know what? The internet's already branded me a racist. So
yeah,
joining us.
Me too.
Well, no, that's a shit group called what was that?
Comedy Button.
Comedy Button. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
That voice you hear is Moose Kluel or Moose Lee.
The sensible rock of this show now.
Yeah.
Changing so many times.
Matt and I are like those big blow up things you see at car dealerships to go woo!
And I'm like the machine that
you're like the clamps that hold it down.
Hold it down. Yeah. I'm fine with that. That's cool. Right.
You are the giant rock that holds the balloons to the ground.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, Matt, you said you're gonna tell us about your amazing.
Oh, Jesus!
I wouldn't call it amazing.
No, this was not amazing. So, you ever had a ragweed allergy?
A what? Huh?
Exactly. Yeah, I had that, and I blew up like a balloon, and had to go to the ER.
Wait, like ragweed is in like hay fever type stuff?
No, not like environmental allergies, like kiwi, banana.
Okay. All right, now I'm following you. Okay,
I ate some breakfast at this place that I didn't really know I didn't know what was in it till I was already at the hospital because we called the restaurant and asked, and we started, and the doctor was like, "Oh, do you have a ragweed allergy?" I go, "Yeah, but I've never really had a reaction." Like, well, whatever was in this, you had a reaction to it, so stop.
It done fucked you up.
Oh man. and and I just sort of took it in stride. Mm-hmm. The doctor's like, "You could have died." I'm like, "No, I've stronger allergic reactions than this have tried, and I'm still here." So after that, lady friend decides, you deserve a little treat. So she took me to a brewery in it's local to Philly called Tired Hands, and I got some 4-packs of an IPA called Go Ride a Bike. It's really good. We had some good food. They had mole enchiladas that will knock your socks off.
Enchiladas.
Yeah, it was a good time. And then on the way home,
super white. But I love me some Mexican food.
Oh, dude! The one thing, I moved to Philly in 2003, and the one thing that has been absent my entire time here is really good Mexican food.
Oh.
Really? In Philly?
Yeah, there's not a lot of great places. There's just not. And in Iowa, they're everywhere. Good Mexican everywhere. It's a good time.
Oh my gosh, there's a really good Mexican restaurant here because where my grandma used to live before she died, her next door neighbor owned a chain of Mexican restaurants, and let me tell you what, El Rincon around here is the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
Carlos is the man. He'd always do stuff for my grandma and then give her gift cards and stuff to go to his restaurant. He would pay her to do mower lawn and stuff, and I would just be like, "Yeah." She'd always take me. I get me some either giant quesadillas, or they had these really awesome chicken nachos, where it was it's shredded chicken and onions and peppers and melted cheese on top with some jalapenos. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
You know, fuck the show. I want to go eat.
Right.
And then, but anyway, on the way back, we are stopped at a stop sign, and it's a very small street. Like there are cars parked on both of us. Now we're on a two-way street, but some of the more narrow streets in Philadelphia, you kind of have to just exercise an honor system. Well, we're at a four-way stop. An SUV is at the stop as well on our right, and he just decides he does not see us. Boom, right into it. Like he accelerates into our hood. And so we're just sort of looking at each other. Everybody's fine. Everybody walked away. This guy was scared out of his head, which I kind of don't blame him because you were at a four-way stop and you drove into another stopped car. Yeah, you done messed up. So that was my weekend. I worked Sunday night. I did not get too much of a chance to play a ton of video games. I actually, while I was at the hospital, I was playing Bastion on my Vita because waiting for doctors is fun.
The best.
But Vita died, didn't have the charger, so I actually ended up watching. You guys will love this. I watched live matches of a board game being streamed because there's a tournament. There's a Guild Ball tournament, or there was a Guild Ball tournament happening this weekend, and I was watching it because I'm fascinated by that game. And I think I started to realize how people who get super deep into Dota feel. Like they just want to watch people play Dota, and I need to just. And then I actually joined some Facebook groups while I was in the hospital, and decided I am going to make it a personal mission to actually get out and play some Guild Ball because that game looks so fun. I've messed with it a little bit, but I haven't played a full match, and it's really cool. Hopefully, it's just 2-on-2. The matches usually last about an hour, so it's not not bad. For a tabletop game that is mini driven, you're not sitting there for hours. You don't have to allot a day. If you just want to play a game. But and the more I watched it played, the more I saw how Supergiant could have easily took Pyre from that template. And I actually think that when I go to PAX, I'm going to try and get an interview with the Steamforge guys to talk to them about the new Dark Souls game that's coming out. They're putting out a card game. As well as I'd like to talk Guild Ball with them, just because that game is.
Dark Souls is getting a card game.
The Bloodborne card game is getting an expansion.
There's a Bloodborne card game.
Yeah, I have it. It's actually pretty cool. It's the Old Hunters is coming out for it.
Yeah,
2018, I think it said.
Yeah, it's both of them are early 2018, but they're I think the Dark Souls game. I don't know I know about the Bloodborne game, but I don't know. I haven't looked at it in any real capacity, but I know the Dark Souls game is a deck building game.
It's not a deck building game, but yeah. The Bloodborne's not a deck.
Okay, yeah, but Dark Souls, the way I saw it pitched was like a deck building game, and I find that fascinating because deck building games, what I know of them, I've not really played any, but I've just sort of been doing research on them, and they seem to be loadout specific, and I feel like that mechanic could suit Dark Souls very well because so many people play those games a specific way and they want to build a specific thing. Yeah. Even those of us who play those games ungodly amounts of times for no goddamn reason. I wonder who does that. Who does that?
Us.
Oh, me.
Us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me. And Moose got a bug because I saw he's I started at a skill character. That is all. But got a little bit further, or at least a little closer to the Bastion Platinum. I finished New Game Plus, started the trial, started the score mode, but I need to get to a point where I could just really nail down the trials because I feel like those 4 things are going to be the most difficult. I've done just about everything else, and that story's so goddamn good. Like just like I said last week, you know, I wish they had tumbling tumbleweeds underneath the beginning. It'd be perfect. Yeah, Moose, what are you playing? Because we know what Derek's playing, so we'll save him for last again.
I've been playing a bunch of Titanfall. So I played that over the weekend, Titanfall 2, because they had double XP for the Horde mode, the defense mode, which is co-op, which is just it's so much fun. It's so much fun. But I've been playing that, some Terraria. Kind of scaled back on the Terraria. I tried some more Shadow of Mordor. I got further than what I have before, and that's just like. Anyways,
are you done with it?
I kind of think I am, but I still want to play it for the rest of the month. Like try a little bit more. And then I think I got past the wall in Sundered. Not that Sundered has a wall, but I got past like the point of not understanding the game anymore, or you know, like what is this about? Like now it clicks. And it's awesome. Like I'm loving that game. Like I'm loving just playing that game. They did a really good job with it. It's the roguelite part of it is built in really well. And then it's like they just throw enemies at you. Like in certain sections, like the enemies will just spawn, and like if you can survive them and use your skills to survive, that's awesome. You'll get more. Like you get shards, and when you die, you get spawned back at like an area where there's a tree for like your skills, and so you can spend your shards to make yourself better, like increasing your health, increasing your shield, decreasing the damage that's incoming to you when you get hit. So I'm enjoying it a lot more. So it's really cool. Like I've given up like not trying to die anymore, because I'm just like, oh well, I'll just buy another one of the sections here and keep unlocking stuff, you know, and just have fun with it. And so it's cool. It's really fun. I recommend it to anybody who likes 2D side scrollers with a little bit of a challenge and a good leveling system. So that's what I've been playing. Yeah,
like I feel like anybody that talks about Spelunky in ways like, well, all you do is just die and repeat. Yeah. I mean, it's the same people that talk about Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You just die and repeat. And I'm like, well, then you're not. I mean, it's not that you're not playing it right. It's you're not thinking about it correctly.
No, they're not playing it right, because that is right. You're not playing it right because you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. But then I agree with some of the people that say like, this boss or this enemy is just a bitch just to be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's not a challenge. It's just, you're just putting a bunch of assholes right here. And
right.
That's not good level design or whatever, you know? So anyways, because I was talking about it with my cousin. We were talking about, because he started to play PvP Bloodborne. And Christian's been like killing so many people. So he was helping me with my character because he needed some vermin to get the whistle that summons the snake.
Oh yeah, that.
So he needed vermin. So I was like, well, come help me beat some bosses. So he helped me yesterday, and then we were talking about it. He's like, the level design in Bloodborne. He's like, I feel it's like so perfect. He's like, every area you go to, like has a purpose, and that's like my dogs. They just whine. Like, so,
Bagel doesn't bark.
Yeah, he was just like you remember in spoilers for Dark Souls 3, you remember the area where the 2 dogs are and the one arch, what are they, deacons? The one deacon's there to give you the covenant, but you're just down in like a pit.
Oh yeah.
With the 2 like he's like, that serves no purpose. Why would they build that down there? You know what I mean? He's like, so like you could tell like the level design got lazy there, but he's like every time
I know exactly why they did that. And this is that because that's something that dates back to, well, not all the way back to Demon Souls, but like Dark Souls has that. Like it's their way of gating content without making you buy it. Like, for example, like all that's down there is a covenant. Sure.
Yeah.
But but if you think about it, what that covenant does is those are if you join that covenant and decide to rank up in it the right way, all you're doing is you have earned the right to defend that area because you've beaten those two difficult monsters, and now you can defend the area. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Makes sense.
I mean, it's definitely a column A, column B thing, but like I think Bloodborne and Demon Souls are probably the two best level designs in that game because Demon Souls does not have shortcuts, but the levels aren't there. It's not like Dark Souls 2 where you start at one bonfire and just go, and then each bonfire is just sort of a marker for how much distance you've traveled.
Okay.
Like in Bloodborne, the lamps are kind of like, it's like, okay, instead of making you start all the way at the beginning, we'll start at the bottom of a shortcut back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Things like that. And Demon Souls, its level design is very I don't know what the word is because I don't know architecture, but like it's very like stacked in a way that it's not just a sprawl. Everything sort of wraps back into itself in a cool way.
Corey, what are you playing?
Horizon.
Shocker.
It's good.
Yes, it is.
I'm 12 trophies away from platinuming it. I probably got about 12 I'm going to say like 12 to 15 more hours until I actually like platinum it and beat it and get through everything. But I want to talk about these cauldrons for a minute. They're really cool. They're really, they're like really different from like anything that I really expected from that game. Cause like I didn't going in, I didn't even really know that the cauldrons were there. And then I went through my first one and then I went and did like 3 right away. And, setting up traps and stuff before you unleash the boss is like one of the best feelings. Because like you lay down some tripwire. Well, you scan it to figure out like what it's weak to or whatever. And then you lay down the traps that it's weak to and blow the containers off of its back with the pulse arrows and
terror blast.
Yeah, it's just like it's so good. It's so good. But yeah,
it really is.
That's kind of all I've really been playing. I play a little bit of Sonic Mania too, but
God, I want to play that game.
It's like a lot of fun.
There's an unrealistic desire for me to play that game, and I do not know why.
I like it. I mean, it feels just like the Genesis games. I mean, it's
that's good
as advertised. I haven't gotten very far though because I'm like, I need to beat Horizon and then move on because I have a couple multiplayer games installed. Like Titanfall 2 was real cheap this weekend, so I went ahead and picked it up because I do want to play that. And since none of my friends play it on Xbox, I'm just gonna play with the people I know.
Play it on what?
Yeah.
So
play it on what?
I said Xbox, Matt.
What's that?
I don't know. Something you want to.
I mean, it sounds like a console that doesn't have any games.
That's
no, dude. Remember, they have so many new. They have a whole Xbox dictionary for what words really mean. Exclusive, definitive edition.
And no, it's not. It's not like exclusive, like how you spell it. It's exclusive.
No, because then people are thinking porn, so no, they can't.
That's exclusive.
I just wanted to say how awful how they have to say, hey, this is the Recore definitive edition when all they did was finish the game. Literally all they did was make sure that final robot worked, and now you can access the other area of the game. That's all they did.
And I hope it was good for them.
No, I'm just saying, like that's ridiculous. And like them saying PUBG is an exclusive and being published by Microsoft. Yeah, it might be being published by Microsoft on Xbox, but
it's early access exclusive.
It's not exclusive. Like they came out and said it. They're like, this isn't exclusive.
Yeah, like PlayerUnknown himself is like, no, it's coming to PS4 when it releases. Just Sony doesn't do early access. So
oh my gosh. And there was like this Twitter feed. They were asking, is it really exclusive? And the Twitter feed kept like dodging the question because of their contract with Microsoft. And then finally, like after like 6 or 7 responses, the Twitter feed's just like, it's only coming out on Xbox and PC right now. Other platforms are going to be announced at a later date. Like,
yeah,
like shut up.
God, get over it.
Anyways, Horizon is really good, and I'm gonna be really sad when that game's over. And I'm really glad I'm playing it now because I'm gonna have just enough time to miss it, and then the expansion will be out in November, and I'll be right back in it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna save the like New Game Plus and what is it? The super hard difficulty.
Yeah, ultra hard
for
those 2 trophies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna save that for what's it?
Frozen Lands.
Yeah, the Frozen Wilds or whatever.
Frozen Wilds. Yeah, it is. My bad.
Yeah.
I at least had one of the words right.
Yeah, you know, it's cool. We can let it go. Let it go.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Man. But yeah, Horizon's really good. I did some of the cauldrons. I'm almost done. I popped the trophy to kill all the transport robots today. I'm almost done collecting all the metal flowers. I have 2 more of those Banuk statues.
Oh, yeah, those are a good time.
Yeah, that was a good time.
So, yeah, I'm closing in on that end.
Getting back to the cauldrons, like how we started this, I liked how much of a departure from the game those seem to be, because you walked into almost every other area. And you were you were unleashed on that area. That area was not unleashed on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with
yeah,
me.
it's like Rambo. It's like, no, I'm not here to save Rambo from you. I'm here to save you from him.
Yeah.
And those areas turn the tide in the right way. On top of it being each of them kind of being kind of like the tombs in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, and I'm not sitting here trying to give Assassin's Creed any sort of praise because I think those games are garbage. But when I played 2, that was the only part of the game that I was like, why can't there be more of this? Like more stuff I have to figure out rather than just what the rest of this game is.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I like that. I like that all of the quote unquote open world BS in Horizon and Zelda, since you know they're always going to be compared. I like that it's always like just enough of it to get annoying. Like right before you're like, man, I don't want another one of these. You've done your last one, and you can move on to whatever else is on the map. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Probably the best of the year.
Yeah, I'm still like, it's between that
Sure,
and
still
right now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be one of those 2 for sure. And it's probably honestly going to come down to which expansion is better in the fall because you know they're coming out around the same time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have any problem saying that either Zelda or Horizon is the objective best game of the year. I still don't know which one will be my favorite.
Yeah.
And those two will be high in the running.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can't even make that comment because I haven't played Zelda yet. So.
Yeah.
It might be my best game I played in 2018 or should have played in 2017. So
except the part where we all know damn well you're not getting a Nintendo console.
I might.
You might? Okay.
Yeah, I might. It depends on what they're gonna do with like the virtual console and stuff like that. If they decide, hey, going forward, when you bought games on the Wii U, now you own them on the Switch, like and the same steps going forward, like then I would buy one. But if they're gonna be little bitches and be like, okay, well now the virtual console's on the Switch, but oh, guess what? You have to buy all your games again. They're just perpetuating the cycle of people just having to rebuy stuff, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the thing is, like everybody keeps saying that like the Switch is going to be where the clean break is for virtual console stuff, where like anything you buy now moving forward. But the thing is, they already had a system in place where it could track what you bought from Wii to Wii U. It all three consoles are connected through like your eShop account. Like it knows how much money on every console you have, how much you have in your eShop account or whatever. Like I understand the Wii to Wii U thing. Like they put save states in all the games. They made save slots and did a bunch of work to like, yeah, I'll pay $1 for this NES game so I can have save states or whatever.
Yeah,
but at this point, it's like, what I've bought on 3DS and Wii U at this point, and even Wii, like, for the games I didn't repurchase on Wii U, yeah, I'll pay the extra $1 for like save states and stuff for my Switch version. But like, what I've bought, it's done. Like it's right there. I have a download list. It tells you what I've downloaded. Like it tells you what I've purchased. It shouldn't be that difficult.
It shouldn't be difficult to just freaking do it. I mean, but they're like behaving like they're handling their online chat with the Switch.
Well, it shouldn't be so difficult for people to be able to change their PSN IDs either.
That's true. That's true. But what probably happen?
Maybe that's what they're revealing. Maybe that's their big Paris Games Week announcement is like, hey, what's under this? Oh, a computer where you can change your PSN name.
What was really funny was one of the higher ups for Sony was like, we don't want people to like have the ability to grief people. Like they could just change their name, like just change their name and then keep like going after somebody online. And it's like, well, if you make them pay $10 like Xbox does, that's like people probably pay $50 to change their PSN right now. Like good old Vapaholic, like
or Sean Capri. His name is Awesome Schlong.
Actually, I would keep that one. But anyway,
I would too. I'm that kind of idiot. But
like you look at that, and it's like, well, okay, like those people would pay it, but someone's not going to sit there and keep paying $10 over and over again and change their name to be able to keep going after somebody. Like that's the deterrent. Not allowing people to change their PSN name. Just put a money value on it. Hell, make it $15-$20. And then it's just stupid. It's one of the stupidest things in the PlayStation ecosystem.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's that. Anyways. Monday is done. Thank God.
I guess that's one thing Microsoft has right is you can transfer all your purchases over from 360 to the one, and you can change your name for just
a low price.
Well, here's the thing. I think the thing with PSN was it was an afterthought, and with Microsoft it was proactive. Like they were like, we are building an online community. We're building an online network. This is what we're doing, and they built it proper. And Sony was just like, okay, we'll let people make online account names. And they didn't have the forward thinking. They didn't future-proof it to be like, well, what if people want to change their names? They might have thought of that, and somebody was just like, well, we don't care. You know what I mean? Like, that could have been their answer.
They're like, who wants to change their names?
Yeah. Well,
it's not like anyone's going to name themselves something stupid. Am I right? No one's going to do that.
When you're 18, you're stupid. But yes. So
really? You have to wait until you're 18 to be stupid?
Well, I was stupid from the day I was born until still am.
Pretty much since I started talking, I'm pretty sure I've set several different bars at varying degrees of low for stupidity. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that my mom looks at her 37-year-old son and goes, "Yep, I'm not surprised."
Cheers to that 37-year-old.
Cheers, Moose.
Wow. Okay. Well, I just read an article that PS1 classic Fear Effect is being remastered.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Cool.
Square Enix announced it.
Yeah.
Just today. So.
Oh, Square going for that esoteric dollar. Yeah, everybody wants that.
I mean, I played Fear Effect and it wasn't great.
I mean, it's you know, it's all those people who say they love Crash Bandicoot, and then everybody had complaints about Crash Bandicoot. So,
and then they play Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody got a topic?
Not really. Just kind of hanging out.
Cool.
Doing our stuff.
Yeah. NGR folks doing NGR stuff.
Yeah. I actually thought of a topic earlier, but I forgot it, so it must not have been that good of a topic. Because
I had like 4 when I started the day.
4 topics. Well, give us one of them.
I don't remember that.
It's that allergy. It knocked it out.
No, that was Saturday. I'm talking about this morning. Well, I did see some news late last week and maybe in the weekend. Q Games on Twitter teased an announcement coming soon. And I don't know if they've followed up because I have not checked Twitter today. Because I don't really. Q Games are the Pixel Junk guys. I do believe they did Luminous as well. And
they did the Tomorrow Children as well.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of wondering if anybody has any thoughts on what they would like. Me personally, I would like another Eden, or an Eden to come to PS4. Pixel Junk Eden, not Child of Eden, because Child of Eden was weird.
Wasn't that Connect game where you would be like, ooh, draw pictures?
So. Well, yeah, I mean, Child of Eden is, I think it's the guys who did Rez, and they could not catch Rez in a bottle a second time.
There hasn't been any news.
Yeah,
they just said big news coming soon, and that was it.
Yeah, and yeah, they do what they want. But I was sitting there thinking, like, what would I want? Because I did not like Monsters, and there are arguments that like Monsters is one of the best tower defense games ever. I didn't like Racers. I thought Racers was not good at all.
Oh, they did Nom Nom Galaxy. Cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Pixel Junk Nom Nom Galaxy. Yeah, it's Q Games, all that stuff.
That's a Pixel Junk game?
It's what it said. It's their banner on their Twitter page, bro. It says
cool.
Pixel Junk across the top, and it says Nom Nom Galaxy, and it's got Q Games and 11. It's got those developer symbols on it. Yeah. Which was free with PlayStation Plus not too long.
Yeah,
I need to get into it. I gotta get into it.
I have it somewhere. Huh.
I saw it and I've been meaning to play it. So, anyways, you were saying before.
But like, I'd love another Eden. I'd like something cerebral and meditative, the way that game is. Don't think it'll happen though.
So that could be a topic.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see from one of your favorite developers?
Okay.
What type of game? And maybe a lesser known developer. Like, I mean, not that Pixel Junk games aren't well known, or that
well, they're pretty niche, yeah.
Well, they are, but they're out there, and I've played them,
yeah,
and they're fun. So, I mean, what game would you like to see come from your from a developer that you like? That's been maybe quiet lately. You know what I mean? So,
Corey.
Well, I don't know. This was rumored on this
Destiny
game was,
3. No.
dude, I'm not even excited for Destiny 2. Like, I just like the more I think about it,
I'm pretty stupid, Corey. I'm not stupid enough to believe that.
No, the more I think about Destiny 2, the more stressed out I get because I'm like, I don't want to miss any more games like I did that year when the Taken King came out. But anyways, back to the game. I was thinking this game was rumored a long time ago, and like we haven't had a good Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game in a long time.
Yeah, what was the last one?
Platinum's B Team did it. It was
and they shit the bed on that, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that. Yeah, I'm not even.
Platinum has an up and down track record.
I mean, yeah, they do. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I just meant.
It was definitely not the team that made Bayonetta and Wonderful 101. This was
Nier,
this was the Legend of Korra Transformers team,
or the best Metal Gear game, Revengeance.
Yeah.
Didn't Platinum do Vanquish too?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Vanquish was awesome.
Yeah, Platinum's highs are
really good.
Yeah, like when Platinum gets high,
when you get
high.
They're also making the Xbox exclusive Scalebound due out sometime never.
Oh,
that's right. Hey, they did Nier. You could pick up Nier. You know, Nier's good. I like Nier Automata. It's a lot of fun. I need to get back to it, but I'm waiting for a Platinum guide to push through it. So.
Yeah. But Rocksteady was rumored to be working on a gritty Ninja Turtles, kind of like Arkham Asylum.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah, that was the rumor a long time ago. But then, like, the Turtles license is like it's like a nightmare because Activision owns part of it, and then IRM owns some of it, and like Nickelodeon now owns it for their TV shows and stuff, and like the licensing is like a nightmare now. So I don't know if we're ever going to get another Ninja Turtles game as long as Activision owns the license. I'm sorry, but
people are more than likely just to like skip it. Like they're not even like, you know what I mean? Not even trying to get the license to make a game. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see a really, really, really good Ninja Turtles game come out at some point, and it doesn't have to be like a multiplayer brawler game like you know the past games. Like make a single player story driven Ninja Turtles game that's kind of dark and maybe go the way the comics went last year where like they killed Donatello. Spoilers, they killed Donatello, and like they had they ended up
they brought him back, didn't they?
Yeah, they brought him back, but like they went in this really dark direction where all the turtles kind of split off and were kind of dealing with it in their own way, and it was dark. Like I don't even know how else to put it. It was really dark. But like you could do a dark story. Like you look at the original Ninja Turtles movie. That movie was it was dark for like a early 90s movie, but like
it was dark for what it is, and that was
right. It wasn't like the original run
to the theater, yeah.
But I want a game like that, and I thought Rocksteady would be a good developer for that. I don't really know who else would be a good developer for that. I would like to see like a Metroid-y game like Arkham Asylum though, where like you have an interconnected sewer and you're exploring the sewers, and you pop up into the city and it'd be an open world city that you could explore. Like I think it'd be really cool.
I think it would be cool to like switch between the turtles.
Yeah, and like you could level them up.
That would be cool.
You could level them up certain ways, and
that would be cool.
You could interchange them on the fly, like it would be kind of like GTA does, where like you could pick between the 3 characters on the fly and just do missions that way, or
just do like a Rashomon device where you're seeing the story differently from each of the turtles' point.
Yeah, like freaking Donatello's off, like, oh well, I gotta go build this thing for like our mission, like 2 missions away. Okay, well, you know what? I don't want to have to do that. I'm gonna switch to Leonardo and go out and maybe, take care of the Foot Clan and level him a little bit or something like that.
Yeah,
well,
and there's
Donatello's off doing his thing.
Or I'm gonna go be Raphael and just be emo because why not?
Yeah,
well, there's that. Or eat pizza if you're Michelangelo.
Yeah, you could do like, oh my gosh, I hate that animated movie that came out right at like when they tried to continue the live action storyline, but they made that animated movie. That movie sucks so bad. But like the way like Michelangelo pretended to be a turtle for costume parties, where all he did was stick this giant turtle head on his face. It was so dumb. The best Turtles fight scene ever, though, is in that movie where Leo and Raph fight each other. It's the best Turtles piece of visual media I think I've ever watched, besides the original movie. It's really cool.
I don't know. Did you see the ninja rap scene? I mean, that was pretty good.
Hey, you know what? I had TMNT on tour where they decided to make them a band. And
yeah, that was a good time. No,
fight Shredder playing guitars and
and then I got the cassette soundtrack that was sold at Pizza Hut.
Yep. I also have that.
Yep.
And Shredder was not very intimidating. When you dress a guy up in a purple robe and a tinfoil helmet, it's not very scary.
Hey man,
like it was literally
Prince of Dark Alley. He's going to intimidate the hell out of me. I respect the hell out of the purple one. You leave purple out of this.
But like, there's so many cool villains you could introduce in that, and like, there's so many cool puzzle-y boss fights that you could do in Arkham.
Yeah,
like, I just it'd be awesome. It'd be really cool. You go to space. No, don't go to space. Please don't take the turtles to space.
Jesus, don't take the turtles to space. That's whew.
We're gonna get weird. We might as well get hog wild about it.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah.
They did have a bad movie called Turtles in Time. Just saying.
Josh.
Yeah, those last 2 turtle movies weren't terrible, but they weren't great.
Talking about the Michael Bay ones.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them.
They like the first one was okay. The second one was actually good. It was, I wouldn't say it was good, but it was better than okay. It was like they were pretty faithful, and Bebop and Rocksteady were pretty cool. And Stephen Amell was Arrow 2.0 as Casey Jones, but
yeah,
it was that'd be cool too, though. You could insert Casey Jones in there. You could play as Casey Jones, and he has a whole different set of moves. Like,
it'd be cool.
It'd be cool.
Just Michael Bay is just fucking up everyone's childhood, isn't he?
Yeah. Let's. Yeah.
So
well. I mean, I think there's I fucking hate that when people go, "Oh, you're ruining my childhood." No, your childhood happened. He didn't go back in time. And
it's true. The nostalgia of their childhood.
Yeah, it's just like, oh wait, he's pointing out that the shit you really loved maybe not was so great.
Maybe it wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, you go back and watch the original Transformers. That show's pretty bad.
I mean, the show was bad. That and G.I. Joe were both terrible shows.
Yeah, G.I. Joe was pretty bad too.
But understandably, you're like 6 years old.
Yeah, when I was between 6 and 9, that was like, it was like,
like Ninja Turtles was pretty bad too. If you go back and watch that original show, it was terrible.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, but like the G.I. Joe and Transformers animated movies, nice.
Yeah,
nice. Both of those
very
were
nice.
My wife. We watching the G.I. Joe. We watched them kill Serpentor. Very nice. Is that what happens in that movie? I don't even remember. But
I don't remember either. It's been a while.
Yeah, like I mean, and you go back. There's a certain reverence you can give to those 2 movies. There's a lot of bullshit in the rest of it. There really is. Moose.
Yes.
What's your answer to your question?
So, if I can get a game from a developer I'd love to get a Castle Crashers 2 from Behemoth. But the problem with that is
you have to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, I'd have to buy an Xbox because Behemoth, Microsoft must be sucking their dick or something, because people came out on Xbox and none of their games come out on any other console except for Xbox. And then I think they do Steam, because like BattleBlock Theater came out on 360 and then it was on Steam. And then then they did a remaster of Castle Crashers, which was like 60 frames a second, 1080p. So they did that. And I think it was like, for a while, if you owned the original, like you got it for like $5 on Xbox.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just like, that's my problem with Xbox One. Is like some of my favorite indie developers are still like on that system. You know what I mean? And so that would be the only reason I would buy an Xbox One. If they announced Castle Crashers 2, I'd go out and try and find one. I'd drive up to Canada and buy Phillips Xbox One for like $150. He'd probably sell it to me for $150. But anyways,
I mean, at this point, Castle Crashers would probably end up coming to PlayStation.
They have to look at it like, as a developer. Either Microsoft is throwing an insane amount of money at them, or they are just content with the amount of money that Microsoft's getting them and the amount of money they're making off their games. Like they have to be, because I don't think their team's grown. Like if you look at the team that was it Psyonix that did Rocket League, their team's grown like tremendously because they're trying to support Xbox. And now, like PS,
well, they have an esports initiative.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's a way different. That's a way different problem.
They've got esports going on with that. They've got it on. They're coming to Switch. So I mean, their game, like Rocket League, just blew up. Now, I mean, Castle Crashers was a great game, and a lot of people played it. But it's like, it didn't blow up it didn't exit the stratosphere like Rocket League did. So no. I think the whole thing is, Microsoft's throwing them some money to keep it exclusive, and then they're making enough money off the people who actually own an Xbox who want a new game, and they're just content. I think that's what it is. I think they're content with the deal that they're given, and they're just like, we'll just keep putting our games out on Xbox, which kind of sucks. I mean, they put Castle Crashers out on PlayStation 3, which I own it on PlayStation 3. Mm-hmm. Sadly, it doesn't have a platinum, but it has 100%, so I need to 100% the game. But it's just ridiculous. So,
yeah.
Anyways, that's what I would love to see. I'd love to see a Castle Crashers 2. I would say I would love to see a Guacamelee 2, but Guacamelee 2 has already been announced. So I was kind of talking like games that haven't been announced yet. Like,
yeah,
that was announced like 2-3 years ago at Gamescom. So. But anyways, so yeah, that would be my game that I'd love to see from an indie developer, or just a lesser known developer that I love. So.
Yeah.
On a side note, Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate on PS4 is 20% off, down to $11.99 from $14.99.
I bought it day one.
No, I own it too. I was just saying for the listeners out there, and you get 2 games.
Yeah.
Pixel Junk.
Those games are good.
PlayStation 4 has Pixel Junk Shooter 1 and 2 combined together. It is couch co-op. I believe it's online co-op.
There's online versus and online.
Yeah. So you get a bunch of good stuff, for the price tag there. So
it's a great soundtrack too. It's a really great soundtrack to a video game. For me, other than well, there was one that shortly before the Vita came out, and right after Luminous Electronic Symphony was announced for Vita. I don't remember where I saw this story, but Daft Punk almost collaborated with Q Games on a Luminous game.
Ooh.
Now, if that were to ever happen,
That would have been cool.
I don't care what. It still could, because like Daft Punk said, the only reason they didn't do it is because they were already working on an album. If they had nothing going on, they would have definitely done it.
Yeah.
If that were to ever happen, I don't care where it is, I would break my bank to get it. Daft Punk is one of my favorite groups, and they put out some of my favorite music. And and I think the Luminous evolution on like the Tetris and the columns gameplay mechanic is a good time.
Right.
Also, I think, and I don't remember whatever happened to the developer of Shatter.
Shatter.
That was it was a nice update on the Arkanoid breakout formula.
Yeah.
It was a really cool breaking game, and it was really fun. Had a phenomenal soundtrack as well, and they were always talking about doing something else with that, but it never materialized. The developer, their name is spelled S as in Sam, I, D as in dog, H, E. I think it's pronounced she, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know whatever happened to that developer. I've thought about it, but never did any research. And I think I'd also like to see some more arcade sports games come out. Like Pyre, you could call an arcade sports game with a story.
Windjammers is coming.
Yeah, Windjammers is coming, but that's close. But like, I kind of miss, like, there was a baseball game that came out I think 2 years ago on PS4 that basically had a Baseball Stars motif, but it wasn't near as cool as Baseball Stars. And I kind of wish something like that would happen, just make it a little bit more robust. And it'd probably be one of those things that a developer would have to work like hell to balance and shift, especially if there was going to be a community behind it. Also, I'd love another Mod Nation Racers type situation.
I'm surprised that wasn't like the first one out of your mouth. You know
I've talked about it a lot. I try not to.
I never know, but there, you know, people like to talk about the things they love. So,
but I actually think like if Fire Pro Wrestling were to come to I've heard it is coming to PS4.
It is.
No, but if it has like a creation suite as robust as what I've seen on PC, like that'd be cool. I think you know, putting, you know, stats in the hands of the creator is a bit unfair, because I think you should everything would need to be balanced, especially if you're going to take that to online multiplayer, because that'll get into some serious like OP stuff, which is not fun for everybody ever. And then I could just reel off games. I'd like to see Supergiant take the Guild Ball license and make a video game out of it, because based on Pyre, I think they could do it. I think they need a bit more. I think they need a bit more than what they have in Pyre, but I think they can do it. And then I know they've already announced this game, but Team Meat, the guys who did Super Meat Boy, and this is only a mobile game, but they've basically been talking about this game for the past 3 or 4 years now, called Mugenics.
Yeah, with cats.
And it's a cat lady simulator.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
Like picture the Team Meat guys making disturbingly cute kittens in a game.
Well, didn't the one guy do the Binding of Isaac?
Ed McMillan.
Yeah, it wasn't the team.
Ed McMillan sort of designed Binding of Isaac. I don't know if he developed it. I don't know. I always forget that part. But I know that that's his. I mean, you could tell the art style is so Edmund McMillan. Like that's one of the things I love about him is every time you see a game that he's worked on, you know he did it. He actually also put out another Meat Boy-esque game called The End Is Nigh, but it's more roguelike-y than Meat Boy was.
It's been canceled.
Eugenics has?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why? God damn it.
As of March 24th, 2016. They like the...
Well, I know they put it on hold.
Oh, no.
They're saying canceled? They're saying, yeah, we're not doing that anymore?
Yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said it's not happening. He'd like to do something with it in the future. Okay. But sadly, till then, it's not going to happen.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I had heard that.
I remember hearing about the game, and I was like, I want to check that out. I mean, if it's on Android and iPhone, like that'd be something cool to play on the go, like with your phone. But I mean, it's said that it got canceled. I mean, maybe the two of them can get together and maybe make another Super Meat Boy. Like,
well, I think they're working on. I think they're working on like a Meat Boy Forever situation.
That would be cool, like a platform type thing where they just release it and do levels as they go. Like that would be cool.
Like I know there was something they did for Meat Boy, and this was in the indie game, not the documentary, but like the sequel to it that they made, where they decided to make a user-generated content situation, and like they got a bunch of levels uploaded. Everything was going smoothly until someone actually took a look at the code and actually DM'd Tommy about it and said, "Hey, why are you doing this?" And he's like, "It's fine. I'm still working on it. Don't worry about it." And basically, this user went in and just wrecked like everything that they did in a way that they couldn't like build on top of it. They took that down, and they ended up putting it back up to where nobody could actually create levels. But every level that had already been created, like all 7,000 of them, were still present.
Did they call like the expansion Tay Internets or something like that? Like,
no.
I seen it on 360 or something.
Tay Internet. That was an extra. I think that was just the world for it.
Okay.
Tay Internets is actually something that Ed McMillan got into a bit of trouble for after Meat Boy was released because it was a YouTube thing that he did, making fun of people being assholes on the internet. And a bunch of people took that out of context, thought he was being honest when he really wasn't, because he was making a goofy voice going, "Hey, did you know a game like Braid? It's not perfect. It has flaws. I have to go on the internet and tell everybody my opinion." It's funnier when he does it. But like he took a lot of flack for that. But you know, I think those guys, like, I mean, they made a character that I basically like. For some reason, Super Meat Boy hit me on a very personal level. I didn't expect that, considering how weird it is. But I really love like that world, and I really like Binding of Isaac, and just about anything I've had a chance to touch of Ed's has been.
It's good.
It's been a worthwhile experience. I haven't always walked away from going, "Wow, this is amazing." Not like I did Binding of Isaac or Meat Boy, but like, you know, I love watching those two work, and long may they continue.
Well, I mean, they're doing, isn't Binding of Isaac, Aftermath came out on PS4, so now they're pushing it to Switch,
which is Afterbirth, I believe.
Maybe it is Afterbirth
Plus.
I apologize.
Afterbirth Plus.
Plus. I apologize. I was wrong.
You're good. You're good.
So, because didn't they do like the Rebirth? So there was like Binding
That's
of
what
Isaac.
They did on PS4.
They did Binding of Isaac. They did Rebirth.
Rebirth was like,
and then now they have
Afterbirth.
So there's two expansions that you can get with Binding of Isaac if you want to. And Binding of Isaac it was free the month that I bought my PS4. So I got it and I played a little bit of it. And I want to dive down that rabbit hole and actually like put in some time to Binding of Isaac. But I'll probably wait on a sale to pick up those 2 expansions. But
I think they're free. I think they're just updates.
No,
Yeah,
they're
they're just
free. They're not free.
Really?
I thought they were just updates.
Because Afterbirth was an update.
Hold on a second. I'm looking.
Or I'm sorry, Rebirth was an update. Or what was it?
Wait a second.
Like if you already have it. I mean, I would assume if you already have it, it's not like you're because the Afterbirth is just the same game with stuff built on top of it.
All I know is that game costs $40 for Switch.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous.
It's worth it.
$40?
Yes.
Now Rebirth is $15.99, and then Afterbirth is $10.99. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, they're not free because if they were free, I would have them, but they're not. Yeah, they're not.
Because I have Rebirth and
yeah.
But yeah, no. Honestly, Corey, while I don't think it would be worth $40 for you, that game has $40 and more of content. I mean, even the stuff that I have, and if I don't have Afterbirth, I still have hundreds of hours worth of content. I
mean, when you look at it, gameplay details: 4 billion seeded runs, 20 challenge runs, 450 plus items, including 160 new unlockables, analog direction, movement, and speed, over 100 specialized seeds, 2-player local co-op, which is cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Over 200 co-op characters, 10 playable characters, 100 plus enemies, over 50 bosses, including new and rare bosses, and rooms full of poop.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of shit in that game.
And then Aftermath, 100 hours or more of gameplay. And then they just list off all the stuff they got going for it. I mean, it's not, that's definitely worth it more than the $40 for Switch. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was free when I got it. So, yeah, I'll pay, what would that be? $10.99 and so $11 and $15, $26 for like the expansions to get that and to complete the whole game.
Like that is one of the no-brainer games I will get once I actually get a Switch. I'm like, yeah, I'll get Binding of Isaac
because you can play it on the go. Yeah, and you can play it on the go. So,
I mean, there's a roguelike masterpiece. That's one of them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Any other topics, gentlemen?
I don't know.
We all just sort of too tired on this Monday. We want to just go to 20 questions?
Yeah, we can do 20 questions.
Yeah, it's Monday.
I know, it's only Monday.
I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like I'll stop.
It's not that I don't like Mondays. I don't mind Mondays. Monday wasn't that bad. It was just, it's like tiring.
Mm-hmm.
Today was an 8-hour day. Friday was like a 5-hour day. So
all I know is like the last day I had off was last Thursday, and now I work every day until I leave for vacation on Sunday.
Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
Oh man, and then like my Friday and Saturday is like 11 to 8 on Friday and 8 to 8 on Saturday, and it's like yeah, I really hope Sana's driving because I'm gonna be napping.
Yeah, you're gonna be exhausted.
But anyways, 20 questions.
Sure.
Yeah,
I've got a game. It's a good one.
What is it?
Corey,
so
you keep time. I'll keep questions.
Hey, you want me to tell you the name of the game? It's
that's the name of the game.
Oh, look, a sequel.
I like it.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, let me get my timer out. My stoppy watch.
Stoppy watch.
Oh, I'm a child. Sue me.
That's okay.
All right. Who's going first?
Me.
Everybody remembers the rules. 30 seconds per guest. 2 minutes huddle.
2 minute huddle every 5
minutes. And
then
then
after question 20, you get a 5 minute
huddle.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and then like you have to guess it at the end of that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no way because we had that problem last time where it was like, okay, well, do I get some time to guess it? It's like, no, you get 5 minutes to talk, and Corey, obviously, you're going to keep us posted on the time. You know, you got like, you know, you're at 2 minutes, you're at 4 minutes. You have 30 seconds left, and then that means, you know, we got to be ready to guess. Okay, so that's where we got to make sure that we all know the rules, which we do. It's just we're refining this. I think this has definitely been an improvement.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
20 questions. It is getting better.
All the time.
As we get moving, it's going to just get even more better. But anyways, all right, so, and also we do not start the timer until the person actually acknowledges that they are on the clock, because sometimes we've got people that have delays when we're talking. Fuck you. When we're talking to people who are in other countries or who their internet is all kind of effed up. So
Chris R on both counts.
yes. Well, listen, he has trash in his streets. So, I mean,
I love you, Chris.
Yes, Chris, we love you. But anyways, whenever we're ready.
I'm ready.
I hate you. Did I tell you I hate you?
Yes.
Matt?
Matt, are you going first or is Moose going first?
I'm going first.
He's going first.
Okay. I am starting now.
Was this game initially released before January 1st, 2000?
No.
Moose.
Do you play as a human?
No.
Was this game initially released in the HD era?
Yes.
Oh.
So wait, Matt, you asked, was it released when? What time
In
was
the
it?
HD era.
No, your first question.
Before January 1st, 2000.
Okay, so it's after 2000. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is my timer going?
Acknowledge that it's your question.
I acknowledge it's my question.
All right.
Okay, start the
timer.
You made the rule, Moose.
Well, no, he needs to say Moose.
Moose, this is not Nom. There are rules.
Is this game first person?
No. Matt?
Okay. Is this game a platformer?
Yes.
Okay, 5 minute or 2 minute huddle.
And I'm starting your huddle now.
Okay, so platformer.
So it's a platformer. It's not. So that would mean 2D side scrolling or 3D.
Yeah.
So,
we probably want to nail that down.
Do you that'll because I'm first out of the gate, right?
Yes.
So I'll ask if it's 2D side scrolling. That'll be my question out of the gate. Do we want?
I'll go indie, or I'll ask if it's an indie.
Okay. What about license? Do we want to ask if it's been licensed? Do we want to ask, is it console exclusive? Not like, is it exclusive to the console platform, as in like it's not on PC or like,
right.
You know, like kind of go that route. Like, where was it originally released? Like, was it released on consoles and came? You know, a lot of stuff comes to Steam later on. But anyway,
sure.
Yeah, that's all I got right there.
Okay. Well, I think we're ready. Let's go.
Are you ready?
All right.
You want to stop the huddle early?
Yeah, that's fine. We're good.
Okay, starting now.
All right. Is the game a 2D side scroller?
No.
Okay. So that means it's got to be third person.
Well, I should say not primarily.
Now, wait. See, Not primarily.
It has 2D platforming segments in it.
Okay. All right. That helps us. That helps us. Is
Velocity. Velocity 2x.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah!
Is this game considered an indie game?
No.
No.
Fuck. So it's not Velocity. All right, Moose, you're up.
Do you want me to ask if it's been if it's exclusive to consoles or?
Let's do that.
So is it exclusive to the console platform, meaning it came out on consoles but not PC?
Let me see.
Okay.
Let me find out here.
Dr. Google.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hate when you click. Oh, I hate Windows so much. Ugh.
That's why Moose and Matt, we use Macs.
Yeah.
I mean, I use Mac too, but I got
Do
this.
you?
I'm on Android now, though, so I might be going PC soon. So
Well, I mean,
for a while it was okay.
I actually remember how difficult it was to get you into the Google Hangouts from your phone.
You guys just had to send me an invite from the actual chat. Like, I couldn't use the link that you guys were linking.
I've never had to do that.
Okay, so the
Thank
game
you, iPhone, for being so easy to work with.
never came to PC.
Okay, so it's a console exclusive,
Right.
but exclusive to consoles.
Two consoles to the platform of consoles. Okay.
Okay. It's not an indie. Is this a first party game?
No.
Okay, so it's not a first party.
Do I want to ask if it's licensed?
Yes.
Is it a licensed game?
Yes.
Ooh. So it had 2D. Fuck.
Came out in the HD era.
And you don't play human.
15 seconds.
Okay. No human. Is this... Shit, I don't want to burn that question. Is
5 seconds.
this license a Disney license?
Yes.
Oh.
Is that 10?
That's 10.
Okay. So 2-minute huddle. Fire when ready, Corey.
Wait.
Start.
Yeah, okay, so that was 10.
So we got a Disney license.
Disney license. Came out
Now,
on the HD era. It's a platformer. It's got some 2D side scrolling to it.
think Marvel, think Star Wars, think...
Any of the shit Disney games.
Wouldn't Kingdom Heart? No.
Could be.
Kingdom Hearts does have a 2D side-scrolling segment in it.
But it wasn't initially released in the HD era.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but it's because I did say initially released. If you did that, you forfeit this point. Just saying that right now, Corey.
I would say maybe Lego. Was Lego Disney? I guess you'd have to do like Star Wars.
Lego is Disney.
Disney Infinity. What about the Disney Infinity games? Wasn't he a Disney Infinity fucking nut job?
Do you not see all the figures?
Do you not see the figures behind him?
Right.
He has the entire set.
You are correct. I do have the entire
All of them.
But then would he be stupid enough to pick? Not stupid enough, but brash, ballsy enough to pick that as his
Well, let's see if it's a Toys to Life game.
Okay, so that's one question. Is it a Toys to Life game?
You have 20 seconds.
Lego is not a Disney license, to my knowledge.
But they did do like
No, but
Lego,
they have Marvel and Star Wars.
But they do have Marvel. They do have Star Wars.
10 seconds.
So you want me to ask me if it's a Toys? I'll ask if it's a Toys to Life game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
2, 1. End of huddle.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it a Toys to Life game?
No.
Damn.
Fuck. No.
Shit.
Is this a Lego game?
No.
Balls.
What could it? It's a Disney licensed game. Toy Story? No, that came out on PlayStation 1.
Have there been a
Toy Story 3 and Cars came out on Xbox 360.
That's true.
Yeah.
5 seconds moves.
Should I ask if there's a cowboy in it?
Time.
Yeah, why not?
Is there a cowboy in the game?
Actually, yes, there is a cowboy in this game. Matt, I'm starting your timer.
Okay, go ahead. Is this based on a Pixar license? A Pixar movie?
No.
Damn.
Moose, I'm starting your timer.
What generation was the we're in the 8th
HD era, the
but what,
Xbox 360 was the first one.
right, but yeah, so what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to
10
get
seconds.
at was it because I want to ask, was it released on the latest gen console?
So okay, ask that, but that, so basically just say, is it Wii U, Xbox One, PS4 going forward?
Yes. Is it Wii U, Xbox One, PS4, and then going forward type game? Is it?
Are you asking me if it was initially released or if it's available? On this?
Son of a bitch.
Initially released.
Initially released.
No.
So it was Wii, PS3, and 360.
Okay,
That
so
I'm
Wii,
starting.
PS3, 360. Now we've got a huddle now, dude. I got 2 minutes to work with.
Yeah, you do. You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes to find out a whole lot of nothing.
I'm starting a timer now, by the way, since we
Go
got
ahead.
an argument.
Cowboy.
Shit, I don't know.
Xbox.
This is exciting.
We probably had. Oh, dude, could it be Epic Mini or Epic Mickey? An Epic Mickey 2?
This
Like,
is so exciting.
Fuck.
Could it be that? Because that had some 2D side scrolling.
It did.
I don't know if it had third person side, like, you know.
I don't know if you could be a cowboy in it.
I don't know either, man.
I don't know if there's
Epic Mickey was a third-person platformer, and it was published by Disney.
And it's a Disney license. But
It is a Disney license.
What about Monster Inc? He's wearing the goddamn shirt.
Oh,
was
you
there a
mean
Monsters
this
Inc.
one?
game?
This one? This guy? You think I wore this shirt for a reason, Moose? You have
Throw us off the trail.
50 seconds.
I like his attitude. I hate him, but I like his attitude. The mind games are great. So is it mine or yours?
It is mine, actually. Okay. So do you want me to go Monsters?
Well, Epic Mickey, didn't it have like motion controls to like paint with the brush or something like that? Or was that just
Have motion controls?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm asking.
You know what's cool about Epic Mickey? They made a little paintbrush as a nunchuck. It's really cool.
So yes, it had motion controls. I don't have to ask
Yes.
that question.
Yes.
Now,
You have 5 seconds for your
it
huddle.
was initially released on Wii.
Time.
It did not come. It wasn't cross-platform at time of release.
Who's turn
It's me. Was this initially released on Wii before it went to other consoles?
Yes, it was released on Wii.
And initially, before it went
Yeah.
to other consoles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It was on Wii first.
On Wii first.
It has to be Epic Mickey.
Are you sure? Because
Well, see, I could ask, does it have the word epic in the title?
Epic Mickey did not come to other consoles.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not.
Epic Mickey 2 did.
Oh, Epic Mickey 2 did.
Hmm.
Okay.
But Epic Mickey 2 was on the Wii, wasn't
Is
it?
this a sequel? We could go, is this a sequel?
I
We
could
don't
you
do
want me to
sequels
say?
on this show unless it's drastically different.
That's never stopped you from doing Final Fantasy 9, motherfucker.
It's a drastically different game. I just said unless it's a drastically different game, we don't do sequels.
Ask if isn't Oswald the villain?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Epic Mickey.
You could ask that question.
Who was the guy that worked on it? His name was Warren something. Warren Spector. Ask if Warren Spector was known to work on this game as one of the primary characters.
Characters?
The people to work on it. Warren Spector is a character.
Was Warren
Have you seen the stand-up?
Was Warren Spector one of the known people to be on one of the developers for the game?
Yes.
Do we want to unleash a guess?
Do you want to ask if Epic is in the name?
Okay.
That's asking the name without asking the name.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You know, you could ask.
Does the game's title rhyme with Hectic Sicky?
You could ask if Mickey Mouse is the primary protagonist.
There you go.
He
is a mouse. He's not a human. He's not a human.
Is Mickey Mouse the primary protagonist?
Yes, he is.
I do it, Moose. I sanction this.
And I'm asking if it's Epic Mickey?
Yes.
Is the game Epic Mickey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah!
New format finally has a winner, and it's Matt and Moose.
Epic Mickey was developed exclusively for the Wii by Junction Point Studios and Warren Spector. It spawned 2 sequels, Power of Illusion Power of Illusion for 3DS and Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2 for Wii, Wii U, Xbox One.
About 3DS.
It was actually the highest rated of all the games, so apparently a lot of people did. It is a 3D action platformer where choice on how you go through the levels changes the way the game is played. Also has 2D side-scrolling segments.
Nice.
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It was his debut back into the Disney fold after they repurchased the character from NBC.
Yeah, because
after being locked away for 91 years.
Yeah,
wait, Oswald the Rabbit?
Yeah, he's a rabbit.
He was Walt Disney's very first
character.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
yeah. Okay.
Fun fact: Warren Spector created a new Disney character that Disney didn't even know wasn't a real character until after Epic Mickey 2 came out, which was Oswald's girlfriend. I forget what her name was though.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he just created her because Mickey had Minnie, so he wanted Oswald to have somebody. So he created her and told Disney she was a real character, and they didn't find out that she wasn't a real character until after the game came out. And
I'm sure they were mad at him.
No, I mean they were fine with it. They okayed it. So,
yeah.
And now she's a canon Disney character created by Warren Spector.
Well, that's cool, man. I'd be happy if I was him.
Yeah.
I don't know what else Warren Spector has done.
Deus Ex, Thief.
Oh shit.
Ultima something. Ultima
Online?
No, not the online ones, the other ones. The
Ultima
ones
4?
Yeah.
So like prior to that.
Now he's System Shock.
God damn.
So
and he was the one who like wanted to work with. He wanted to do a Disney game. Like that was like
nice.
I think that was his sort of. He's like, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's a point for each of us, correct?
Do I get a point?
Nope.
No, you're still at 1.
It's a good game.
Still at 1.
Good
So
I can't believe you guys got that.
I can't believe we got it either, man. That was awesome.
I was lost most of the time. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Mumble. That's what I got.
So what's the score now? So it's like what?
It's 4-3-1.
4-3-1.
Matt's winning by 1. Corey is losing.
Yeah, that's right.
By a lot.
It was 3-2-1 prior. So okay. All right. 4-3-1. So I gotta stump you guys next week so that I can try and get ahead, or at least catch up and then get ahead. So nice, very very nice. That was good. That was a good game, man. That was a good game.
That was intense. It was good.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
I like
the new format.
I like the tension that happens when we do this now. Like
especially when you get to like question 11, 12, 13, where you're just like kind of running out of questions, especially if like none of your previous questions help you.
Yeah, like if you've gotten like 5 no's out of your first 10 questions, like you're scared at that point because you've not narrowed anything down.
Holy shit.
What's up?
Anyway. Jeff got his copy of Uncharted Lost Legacy tonight.
Nice. Yeah. GameStop.
Right now. Maybe they're doing like 9.
GameStop was doing a 9. I think they were doing an 8 o'clock release here.
Okay.
They were finalizing receipts at 6, and then you could pick up the game at 8 o'clock.
Well, I think he got it at Best Buy, so they probably followed suit.
Yeah.
Fucking guy with his good Massachusetts beer.
I know.
Let me tell you about
GameStop
real quick.
Yeah, let's have this discussion.
Every time.
I like how we're having this after 20 questions.
I know.
It's fine.
Hashtag planning.
I meant
we're
to
going
talk about
rogue.
this at the top of the show, but like, I like a couple of the people that work at the local GameStop here, but they have either a new employee or a transfer employee or someone that I've just never seen before because I don't go in there at night. This dude was the rudest person I've ever met in my life. Like, holy crap. Like, I went in there and switched a pre-order because I pre-ordered Wolfenstein and I wanted it for PlayStation because I have the first one for PlayStation. And it was on my pre-order thing as Xbox One. So somebody messed up, and I was like, "Okay, well, whatever. I'll just
easy to switch over."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt my numbers if I cancel this pre-order." I'm like, "You're not canceling it. You're switching it over." And I almost canceled like all my pre-orders right there. I'm like, you know what? I come in here because it's convenient, and like I could go on Amazon and pre-order all this stuff for $13 cheaper, and you're being a dick. Like. I canceled all my pre-orders because I have all my Switch games pre-ordered there because Amazon's kind of, when it comes to Nintendo stuff, they're kind of flaky because they don't really have a great relationship with Nintendo.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So like I have my Switch stuff pre-ordered there, and I was like, well, I'll pre-order a couple other games here too, like Wolfenstein, and I think I pre-ordered Star Wars there too because they are doing like some kind of GameStop exclusive edition, and like I wanted that stuff. So but this dude was really rude, and I was like, dude, you're supposed to be doing stuff for me. I'm the customer. Like
don't be an ass.
It's retail 101, and it's like the next time he's in there and he's rude to me, I'm canceling all my pre-orders, and I hope he gets fired. I don't know what his name is, but he's a really skinny punk with glasses and like the hipster haircut where it's all like wavy to one side.
Couldn't you say something to like the manager or something? Because you obviously
I mean, I haven't been
relationship with them.
I haven't been in there since then. Like I don't know. It's not like I go hang out there. It's not, you know.
Right.
But right. I mean, I'm gonna say something the next time I'm in there. But it was really like,
be like, can I see your manager? Be like, you're a little bitch here.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted was a new PlayStation controller. I wanted a white one. And like they had new ones right behind the counter hanging up, and he's like adamant about selling me a used one. I'm like, dude, I just want a new one. Give me the new white one right there. He's like, try to tell me they were out of controllers. I was like, you know what? Just forget it. I'll just go to Best Buy and buy a controller. I don't need your garbage. I'm like, I see like 50 DualShock 4s hanging behind you. You can't tell me that you don't have new ones when they're hanging right there.
Yeah, that's their problem. It's only their lifespan is on a quicker timeline to death than anything else. They can't fix it. They can't fix it because people are obviously getting tired of their shit. I've stopped going to GameStop. I mean, I don't really go anymore just because I've gone all digital.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I would much rather go to Best Buy, like you said, and buy a controller if I need an extra controller.
Yeah,
you know
and it's like I come here because like Mike's a cool dude and Lydia's cool, and they we have like a respect for each other. Like, they don't try to make me pre-order anything because like, they're just really cool. And then like you get this guy that comes in here and he's just like super rude, tries to get me to pre-order everything under the sun, and like tries to sell me used stuff when I just want a new one. And it's just like, this is the reason why I stopped going to GameStop in the first place. Like it's because of you. Like, sorry.
Well, maybe you could offer some constructive criticism to them and say like, listen, this is a situation I'm having, because that's helpful to them. You know what I mean? Like,
well, like, yeah. And like, he's like, here's a survey on your receipt. I'm like, don't worry, I'll be filling it out.
Because this is my thing. First of all, I'd like to know, does Lydia always stand in the doorway?
No.
It's a Skyrim joke. Anyway, Lydia, the follower, she's always in the way. Anyways, so
you're talking to a person who's played like 20 minutes of Skyrim in his whole life.
That's your next platinum, buddy. Come on, let's do it.
So 20 minutes of Skyrim and maybe want to play it.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Anyways, like my problem with GameStop is, here's the thing: when you ask a question and you get an answer, don't keep trying to like force your position. Okay, the customer doesn't want a used controller; they want a new one. Okay, so you give up the ghost and you turn around. But the problem is, and I also understand this coming from a corporate lifestyle, is it's driven down by their higher ups.
I know, it's that circle of life thing that they always talk about.
Right, and it's a pressure that is applied outside of them. And this is my thing. That dude probably has no problem selling whatever he could sell, but he's forced to sell the used stuff first and get pre-orders. That's the problem. If he was just in there and allowed to sell whatever, he asked you, you said, hey, I'd like a white DualShock 4 controller. You'd be like, well, we got some used ones. You go, no, I'd rather just go new and not have any issues. He would be like, okay, cool. Sell you the DualShock 4 and you'd be on your way. You know what I mean? But the corporate mindset of GameStop makes him be an asshole. Not that he's not more of an asshole, in your interactions with him, but it already makes him an asshole, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It just makes me mad because like nobody else there, even the people that don't like know me like the other two do, like they don't do that stuff. I don't know. It was just weird. It was just
right.
To look at it from an oddly different perspective.
Why you laying on the floor or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. He calls that a pre-order bonus.
I call that a pre-order something else. No, but think about it this way. When my first jobs that I ever worked were retail, with the exception of one. But my second job was retail, and the first time that I was told to like, hey, and it was at Best Buy, and it was mid 90s. They wanted to push their warranty for computers, phones, cell phones, everything. Sell the warranty because, and I'm like, as a 15, 16-year-old kid, I don't know how to argue with somebody 20, 30 years my senior. I don't have the vocabulary for it. Yeah. So my first instinct was, well, if something breaks down, what are you going to do? They're like, well, and then, you know, they're like, well, I'll treat it with care. And I'm like, yeah, that's what, and, you know, I could have easily said, well, yeah, that's what everybody says. But these things happen. And like my buddy Jason, he just turned 40 this year, and he works Best Buy part-time because he doesn't have a full-time EMT job. And he walks into that job, he's like, this is not a real job. Because working at GameStop, working at Best Buy, doing whatever you're doing there, it's, unless you are a supervisor or above, it is not a real job. It is not something you are trying to make your career.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, this kid is partly trying to do his job, but he also doesn't have the vocabulary to really deal with someone like you, Corey. And that's not specifically to you, but like any one of us, we know what we're doing when we go into a GameStop. Like, you know, I don't go into GameStop often, but the guys that remember me, they're like, oh, hey man, how you been? I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I walk in, I say, I want this, and this. They're like, okay, well, we have it new or we have it used. I'm like, just give me the new one. They're like, well, the used one, you can save some money, and it does have our guarantee. And I said, yes, I've had bad luck with used things. Don't want to do that. Well, you could get our warranty. And I say, yes, with the math on your warranty, I might as well get a new one. Because at that point, I'm only saving 60 cents. And frankly, I could walk outside and piss 60 cents. So, and then, you know, discussion over people like suburbanite parents with little kids are mad that I have said the word piss. I get my receipt and I leave. The only people that are angry with me are the idiot parents who need to buy Minecraft for the 8th time. But just to look at it from that kid's point of view, like it's his fault that he's an ass, but it's not his fault that he doesn't have the vocabulary to do what his bosses are asking him to.
Right,
Yeah.
like to interact with the customer.
But it's not like he's like a young kid though. He's probably like in his mid-20s. Like, I don't know.
So he's a fucking millennial. That's his problem.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what legal adult age is. You aren't really adult. I don't really think I was close to being adult until I was 28.
Yeah, I can agree with
Like,
that.
I mean, because from 18 to 28, I had a decade's worth of poor decisions, and
Yeah.
I had some good ones in there. Yeah, but you know, lightning strikes every so often. Am I right?
Yeah. Dead clocks twice every, twice.
Yeah, broken clocks right twice a day. But but like at the same time, it's just my guess is either if he's dropped out of college, he's probably angry about that. If he never went to college and doesn't want to work, he's angry that he has to work. You know, there are many other factors, and I'm not saying that this kid is correct for being the way he is, because he's not. Because this is the job that
He's just trying to do what he knows how to do.
Yeah, and at some point in retail or whatever sort of service industry job you've chosen. I mean, like I'm in healthcare. I had to deal with a patient today who is a doctor, and he's like, and he actually said to me, he's like, I had to wait a half hour for you to come get me for my X-rays. That's unconscionable. You know, and I was like, and because I worked in retail enough, I was like, I definitely see your point. That is unfair on everybody's behalf. I don't really have an excuse for you. In my head, I had like 15, and I could have told him, just quit being a dick about it, lay on the table, let me take an X-ray of him.
Yeah,
but right. I didn't, just because I know better. And he's like, you know, I said his last name and I said, Mr. He's like, I'm a doctor. I'm like, I didn't know that because I don't see your educational background. I apologize. Doctor, come with me. And by the time, you know, he's done with his study. He had like multiple things. He and I are making wisecracks back and forth because a lot of people, when you get an x-ray, depending on what you're getting x-ray of and where it really hurts, getting an x-ray can be painful. And he's like, when you're in x-ray school, do you take a course in torture? I go, we call it enhanced interrogation, but I guess you could see it that way. He got a chuckle out of that because I'm not afraid to make that joke. And he's like, yeah, sometimes getting an x-ray can be painful. I go, you're a doctor. Now you kind of have an insight as to how your patients feel, because trust me, I get the patient who has the pain in the right spot, me getting them in the position I need to get the image I need for their study. It sucks. And I feel bad. I mean, even in x-ray school, we have to practice on each other. And there are like doing an elbow x-ray as a healthy student, like doing the external oblique for an elbow can be fucking painful if you've never done that motion before. Yeah. And then you just have to ask someone who has a broken elbow to do that. It becomes an exercise in damage control. And clearly this person did not understand how to switch from one mode to the other, because you didn't walk in going, I am furious.
Yeah.
Because if you did that, he switches to damage control. All of a sudden, he's basically ready to do everything but impregnate your mother to make sure you walk out of this store happy.
Well, like I kind of work in the service industry too, because I have to talk like the restaurants I go to.
Yeah. I mean, you can't walk into
Applebee's and be like,
you're like, motherfucker, the millennials are killing this place. Let me clean your tabs.
Where are my onion rings?
Or when I go into like a mom and pop shop and the owner is like, yes, I need you to come back here and use this specific sink when you come here and clean taps. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, sir. Like I've always, because I before I went to Lowe's, I had to deal with customers at Lowe's, but like through a lot of my jobs, you have to deal with customers, and like they say, you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So it's always good. Like every place I go to, every person I see, I asked a girl twice today how she's doing today, just because I'm always like, hey, how you doing today? How are things going? And then I asked her a second time, and I was like, I already asked you that, didn't I? And she just kind of chuckled, and I was like, well, I'm just trying to come in here and be nice, be personable. And she's just like, well, hey, it's better asking twice than, not at all. And I said, I agree with that,
And they're like, hey, can I get your number?
No, she can't get my number. But anyways, so it's always better to be nice for the people. I mean, and I've been on conference calls on Tuesday mornings and with my manager and like the rest of the team. And he's like, you guys, we need people to be like more personable. Like these are your customers, like our customers. Yes, our customer is the distributor who distributes the beer to them, but our customer really is the person that we go into and see every day when we go to clean their taps.
Yeah, because the minute that person has something to say about you.
Yeah. If they're like, I've already learned that like multiple places did not like the guy that cleaned the taps for him before I came along. So I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I hope I'm better than that guy was. And so anyways, it's just, it's just easier to be nicer to people. So it also sounds like that guy might have a chip on his shoulder where he's just like, he's just like, fuck my life. Something wrong might be going on in his personal life where he brings it to his day job and he's just a dick at his day job, So that might be another thing too, or night job, whatever.
Sure. But, well, and then like on top of mooses, you'll catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. Just remember, nobody reports planes that land on time.
That's right. And that's the other thing. If I go in there and I don't say hello, how you doing, whatever, like, they might be like, hey, this guy's not personable. Like, this guy doesn't talk to us, doesn't say anything, whatever. And I don't want that complaint. I'd rather hear nothing. I'd rather hear nothing than my manager come back and be like, hey, when you go into Outback, like they're upset that you don't talk to them or anything. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, I'll never hear that because I'm always talking to them. I even talked to the guys in the back doing prep work. I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? Hey, You know, how's your day going and stuff like that. Like, I'll just chat with them as I'm walking by them to get back to the keg room. And it's just like, you know.
To be fair, I've hung out with Moose on several occasions. Man can just strike up a conversation with anybody. We sat down at Yards, and all of a sudden he's talking to like 15 people. I'm like, do you know them? He's like, no. I'm like, when did your friend show up? He's like, I don't know these people. His wife and I are going, this is what is this?
Well, we had to get a table. We didn't have a table, so I asked him. I said, hey, is anyone sitting here? So, you know, you just, you know, I get that a bunch of times. I get that a lot when, like, people are just like, you can just talk to, like, anybody. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's true, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, that's one advantage I have.
Well, I think that's probably a better advantage than me because anybody will come talk to me. Like anybody will. It's scary. Like I was in Chicago for my buddy's wedding last year. Hungover day after. It was October 1st. Day after the wedding, I am walking from where the reception ended to the Airbnb where I was staying. And I'm like, I didn't have big headphones on, but I had headphones in, just playing like some
earbuds.
Yeah, I had some headphones in, just playing some music just to keep the headache from throbbing. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking down this semi-busy street, and someone decides to tap me on the shoulder, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, well, how do I get to? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not from here. I don't know where that is. I do know that there is a train. There's a subway stop about 4 blocks that way. My guess is they'll have a map, and you could probably get some answers there. I just can't help you. There's nothing I can do for you. And then all of a sudden, it turns like instead of just like, hey, can you help me? Who are you voting for in this election? And this is 2016. And I'm like, man, I've had a long night. I'm really hungover. I really don't feel like having this conversation with you. He's like, that's okay. I'll walk with you. And he decided to tell me all of the wonderful virtues of our soon-to-be elected president, Donald J. Trump. And now I'm not going to make this, but like all of it's just like the insipid venom coming from this old asshole. And I'm like, and he like this guy's still hung up on the whole Obama's birth certificate thing. He's mad at George W. Bush. And I'm like, why are you voting Republican? He's like, because Donald Trump's not Republican. I go, but he's running on the Republican ticket.
Yeah.
So you're voting for that. And what about the fact that, you know, he told me he was Jewish. I couldn't have guessed by the he's like, my name is Jerry Goldstein. I'm like, oh, I know where you're from. And he's like, yeah, and I can't wait for Donald Trump to be president. He's going to clean up Washington. He's going to make this country better. I go, what about not denouncing the KKK? People that hate you.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what about the birth certificate? I'm like, that's what you got? You're dealing with someone who hates you because you're not them. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going to get angry. But
okay.
My whole point is just don't be a fucking asshole. And it's better. And you know, do what Moose does. Honestly, do what Moose does. Walk in with a smile, say, hey, how you doing? And go about your day.
Yeah.
And it's also in that situation, it's really weird what people will tell you.
Yes.
It's really weird.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, it is. Like you just start striking up a conversation with somebody. You're just like, what? Wait, what? And so, yeah, it gets crazy sometimes.
Last week, I had to x-ray the hips of a 70-year-old woman, and she asked me if genital herpes will show up on an x-ray.
On that note.
Oh, man.
Moose, where can we find you?
Oh, wow. Thanks, Matt.
You bring this show home with a bang every week, dude. Don't act like you don't know. You know what time it is. We let new guy first, then idiot, then you. Come on, man. You know the order.
New guy,
N-I-U.
Moose is not new anymore.
Yeah.
Moose is
I'm still in my rookie season though.
until he's ahead of me in 20 questions, he's new.
What does that
It's
make?
gonna happen.
Corey, we love you regardless
of your inability to score.
It's fair.
God damn you, Moose.
It just flows. It goes so well.
This double IPA almost came through my nose. Oh, my hard palate is in pain.
That would burn, man.
Dude. Corey.
Yeah.
Talk to your wife. You better see me.
I know.
You better tell me I can come see you. I'll find a way to get there.
We're gonna go have a discussion as soon as everybody tells everybody where they can find each other, and then we can go have some dinner and eat some food, and then I gotta wake Ed up so we can record Power Block.
Sweet.
Poor Ed. So you can find me at Sven SVHENN on PlayStation Network. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on Twitch. I haven't twitched anything. I haven't streamed anything relevant yet, but we're looking to change that. We've got a change up going on for you. You can also find me on Nerds Gone Platinum under the NGR Radio family.
Something that is trying to eclipse NGR.
Oh, we are.
No.
My goal is to eclipse the POW block, and then I'm going to eclipse NGR. We're going to become number one. In less than 2-3 years, we're going to be number one. But anyways,
2 or 3 years.
You can find us. You can find me on the podcast for Nerds Gone Platinum with my buddy Jason Marshall. You can also tweet us at NG_Platinum on Twitter, or you can email us at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com if you got any questions, comments, concerns regarding the PlayStation platform. That is all. Matt, where can we find you?
Before I go into that, I do want to say, listen to the most recent episode of Nerds Gone Platinum. It's a fucking good one.
Thank you. Most recent.
It will, but like, so the Hammer Queen's debut, I think that's what it's called.
Yes, it is.
That was a phenomenal episode. Everybody involved did fucking great. You guys all looked and sounded like goddamn professionals, and it made me jealous. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Fucking asshole. You can find me at infinite_rewind on every social media platform I choose to be on. So I choose to be on Twitter, choose to be on Instagram. I am on Twitch. Most of the time I'm only streaming Spelunky because that's one of my problems. Also, you can find me co-hosting the Brew Review with John Martin, Corm, and Jesse. We have a good time both getting drunk and talking about stuff that makes us drunk. Recently, Brian Spagnoli and Brian Raleigh recruited me to do a music show called Matt and the B Flats. I don't know where our third episode is, but we have 2 up.
Disappeared.
I asked Brian Spagnoli about it today, and that motherfucker with a phone sex operator voice from heaven has not responded. So hopefully that'll be back up, and I'm also working on getting them on the NGR network as well, hopefully soon. Also, you can find me writing about beer at craftchatsite.wordpress.com, ngrradio.com, and find me on Facebook. I've developed an obsession with Guild Ball, and if there's a couple of Facebook groups I'm now in that do Guild Ball in Philly. Find me there. One of them is called Liberty Ball, I believe. Liberty Guild Ball, that's what it is. If you can find me there.
That's not shocking.
No, it's not. It's not, whatever.
Surprise.
Whatever. And hopefully I can get better at that game and report back on my misadventures in the tabletop arena. Corey, take us home.
Yeah. Before I plug my stuff, though, speaking of shows that should get a shout out, besides Matt and the B Flats, there is a podcast. It's actually a couple podcasts in a YouTube channel that I was approached by their leader, I would call him, John Wedgeworth. It's called Nerd Noise Radio, and they talk about music from video games and media, and they talk about it. One channel is just remixed versions of those songs and all the stuff. So that's a cool show that you should probably check out if you're into music and video game music in general.
Please tell me more.
You can go listen to it yourself if you want.
Nerd Noise Radio, done.
Yep. And he actually approached me about what NGR as a platform is, and Matt, you and him need to hook up and talk about this music stuff. So,
Cool.
Anyways, you can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. I'm trying to get that guy who has Corey and HD on Twitter.
Don't do it,
like
man. Don't do it, dude. It's not. Be better, man.
We're gonna
be
fight.
better.
I'm just kidding. You can find me on NGR Radio every Monday, Pow Block every Tuesday, Arsenal X every Wednesday, which we had a pretty deep discussion about what Microsoft could do to improve their first-party portfolio because they're not using any of the IPs they own. So,
spoiler alert: how'd they do?
How'd who do? They haven't done anything, so they didn't do good at all.
All right.
I'm just saying, a Metal Gear 5 style Perfect Dark game would be pretty sweet. Anyways,
man,
Alan Wake 2, man. Alan Wake 2, man. Get that. Even though what was it? Quantum Break was like freaking.
Another
bomb.
thing about the Xbox, they have like 7 different platformers in their arsenal, and they went out and got Super Lucky's Tale. They couldn't make their own, like Banjo, Conquer, Battletoads, Jetpack.
As much as all of that seems obvious, it just points to the fact that Phil Spencer is not really running that ship.
Yeah,
no, he's not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we talked about.
He is. Every time you see him on a stage, it's a literal hostage video. He wants to leave.
But anyway,
no, he wishes he was working for Sony.
Oh man. Anyways, you can find all of our stuff on ngrradio.com. Like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube page. And until next week, we love you.
Banana
and out.
Oh,
Jinx Moose, you owe me a Coke.
trying to steal your catchphrase there.
Well, you need to come down to North Carolina so that you're not 0 for 2, and I'll buy you a Coke.